So you're going to want to start with a 12 by 12 inch piece of cardstock, and I'm going to cut this to 6 inches by 12. So I'm going to line that up with the 6-inch mark. Just going to slide this across, slide it back. My lighter blade here is a scoring blade. We're also going to score this at the 6-inch mark, and this will create our card base. This next piece will be our inside mechanism, and I've already cut it to 3 inches by 7.5. We're going to want to score it at the 1.5 inch mark lengthwise. And because this is our inside part, we want this part to be really accurate. So we're going to get 1.5 inches, and then we're going to turn that, and we want to score it at 2.25 and 5.25. And you should have this piece with 6 different sections in it. Now that you have that scored into those 6 different sections, we're going to want to create score marks across the middle 2 sections. So the best way I like to do this is to line up this section here with the cutting area, as well as this one. So if you have those lined up in the channel perfectly, hold that in place and then run your scoring blade across that. And then you're going to want to turn it the opposite way and do the same thing. So again, I'm going to line up this score mark with the channel, and there's a score mark here. Close that up and hold it in place. And then you're going to want to fold on all of those lines. So we're going to want to make sure that this can all fold up really nicely. For this step, you need to cut 2 pieces of cardstock at 3 inches by 4.5. You're going to do the same thing to each one, so I'm going to show you on this one what to do. So you're going to turn this and put it at the 3/4 inch mark. You're going to close that up, and you want to score across there. Keep that in place, but lift up your blade and move it over to the 1.5 inch mark. There will be a little notch, and it is easier if you just slightly tilt that up that way. And putting that back at that 3/4 inch mark, I'm going to push that down now, and I'm going to cut across that mark. Then we're going to move this up to the 2 inch mark, and we're going to score across. And you will do 2 pieces like that that are identical. You'll need to cut just a few more things. So here are 4 strips that measure 1/2 inch by 4.5 inches, and 4 strips that measure 1/2 inch by 3 inches. And I do those in whatever color my base is in. Then you're going to want to have 4 pieces of cardstock in coordinating colors, and these measure 2 inches by 3 inches, and I did 4 pieces of those. And then I did 2 coordinated colors at 2 inches by 2 inches, and then 3 pieces of designer series paper that are 5 3/4 inches square. I recommend that you have a strong adhesive, either using the Tombow liquid glue or the Stampin Seal Plus. You're going to select which pattern you would like to go on the outside of your card. Now you can also turn this into a mini scrapbook album, so that may determine how you want that to be positioned. But I am going to use this cute little wavy pattern. And let me get that centered on there. By cutting it to 5 3/4, that should leave a little bit of a border. And then I'll go ahead and adhere both of these on the inside. I want the floral pattern to show. And then on the strips, you just want to adhere 2 of these together back to back. So just put the adhesive on there, and we're going to reinforce. This is the mechanism that will create the pop-up. So I want to take a moment to show you how to position this. So you'll see that this top triangle here doesn't have any score lines to it. So you want to fold this over with that top triangle looking towards you, and you want to bend the side triangles in. And when you do that, it will look like this. Okay, so I'm going to show you this from all the different angles. It's a little confusing the first time I did it, but once I figured that out, it was pretty easy. So again, hold it looking at you, fold that in half, and then you want to fold these side triangles in. Okay? And that is your working mechanism. For this step, I have my 2 1/2" by 4 1/2" strips that have been reinforced, and I'm going to just cut the ends at a slight angle and just leave that off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this one here and this one here. So you really want that angle up against that triangle. So one up above the line, one below. So I'm going to go ahead and use my strong adhesive on that. Let me put this one here. And you're not going to put the adhesive all the way to the end, just to the end of the cardstock there. Okay. And then you'll learn this pretty soon, but we are going to, every time we do this, we are going to make sure that everything folds up nice and tight. I have used some of our tear and tape adhesive on this part of the triangle. So I'm ready to put my mechanism in place. If you're not really good at centering things, just mark the 3" mark on the center, and you want to line that point up with the center spot. And then just fold that over, and this side should be adhered. And then I'm going to go ahead and peel the tape off of the other side. And once I have that done, let's hope it cooperates here. Then I'm going to close up this side to attach it. And you'll start seeing this take some shape. At this point, you need to grab the 3 by 4 1/2" pieces we cut and scored earlier, and you're going to line those up and put those slots together so that it looks like this. Now, I do reinforce this with a little bit of tape on the loose end on each side. So I'm just going to use, this is just regular Scotch tape, and I'm putting that on both sides here. Make sure that that bends every which way. You want to make sure that moves really nicely there, okay? And we'll be ready for our next step. I'm going to show you close up. I've put tear and tape adhesive on this corner and this corner. These are opposite of these reinforced strips, so it's on the opposite rectangle from those. I'm going to go ahead and remove both of those. And once I do that, then we're going to use that second mechanism piece that we just created, and we're going to put it right on top of there. Get this one off. Oops, that one wanted to come off with the paper. Let's see. There we go. All right, and you just want to line up corner to corner. So we're going to line up this corner and this corner. Okay. And I'm going to actually fold that. I'll show you this on the next slide. At this point in our process, we just really want to make sure that our mechanism will fold up. So if you try to go like this, it's probably going to crunch just a little bit. But I recommend you just kind of grab that and gently give it a wiggle to make it fold. And then once you do that, we want to use our bone folder over the top of this, because we really want to make sure that it's going to open and close nicely. If you're having any trouble with that, you'll see some of my little edges kind of fold in on themselves, but you just want to keep working with that until it does fold pretty easily on its own. So from this point on, you're really going to use that bone folder a lot. And again, just very gently, you might have to wiggle that with your fingers to get it to lay down, but several times you want to fold and open and score. I've already gone ahead and put 2 of my 2 by 3 inch squares on the ends of this mechanism. And as I put each piece down, I'm still going to do that kind of folding, gentle fold and score. You want to make sure as you add each layer that it still moves. My next 2 pieces that I'm going to do, I'm going to put one here and also one here. So I'm going to do this little pink one here and this misty moonlight right here. And again, I want to pull that up and make sure that it closes and give it a good score. Okay. I can now add on my little squares, my 2 inch by 2 inch squares. I'm just going to put adhesive on each one of these little tabs. Make sure I get that covered nicely. And these are probably your trickiest ones. You just need to make sure that they really will go back. You may have to even maneuver them a little bit depending on what you put on them. And again, fold that up. And like I said, they do have to kind of twist there, so you're going to make sure you give that a good scoring. And then those should pop up also. With my 1/2 inch by 3 inch strips, I'm going to actually put those on the inside underneath these flaps. So I'm going to put one here and one there. Let me just show you that from the side view so you can see that. So it's right underneath those. Right there. And then I can add whatever I like there. I can put more cardstocks there if I want to, or like I've done on this birthday one, I could just add a little greeting on there. So don't be afraid to shorten those if you have something smaller you want to put on there. But at this point, you are free to embellish it however you like. And again, it just makes a great little card, or you could even have it as a mini album. Let me see if this one folds up. There you go. You can see that.